I'm Ted Batkin. I'm the president of the California Citrus Research Board, a post that I've held for the past 20 years. Prior to that, I spent 10 years as the manager of the research programs for tomatoes, potatoes, celery, and melons. My education is I have a master's degree in physics. That's aimed mostly around the development of acoustics and underwater sonars. Today I want to talk a little bit about the use of IPM, or Integrated Pest Management, in citrus production in California. This is a critical component for all citrus growers in the state of California, in that we have lived or died essentially based on our abilities to conduct IPM programs. For approximately 100 years, we had one 10,000-acre section in Southern California that operated 100% on biological control. That biocontrol has been passed on to other parts of the state and is used extensively throughout the entire state of California. We grow citrus in California from the Imperial Valley and Coachella Valleys in the south, up along the coastal regions of the state, and now about approximately 85% of the citrus in California is grown in the San Joaquin Valley. The citrus industry has a long history of using biological control, and now we depend upon it as part of our entire IPM programs throughout the state. With the majority of the citrus being grown in the San Joaquin Valley, we're most conscious of what happens in the warmer environments or the drier environments up here in San Joaquin Valley. Biocontrol has been a serious part for the last 20 years in the control of red scale. Actually goes back more than 20 years, but has been a major part of our program for the last 20, in the use of aphidas to control red scale. As a grower, I used aphidas entirely to manage red scale in my groves, and never once had to use any of the chemical control tools that were available to me. For our growers in the San Joaquin Valley, it is a real complex equation to manage the various different pests that can invade into a citrus grove. And these pests will develop in other commodities and then move into the groves over certain periods of time. And so we have to be very conscious not only of what happens within our own groves, but in what's happening around us with our neighbors. And so it makes the equation complex and requires a great deal of dependency on timing. One of the interesting factors in the citrus industry is our use of field scouts and pest control advisors in their role of scouting and checking throughout the groves, throughout the growing season, what pest populations may build up. As those populations build up, they're trapped and they're counted, and degree days are used to calculate when is the appropriate time to use any one of the agents that may be used, whether it be a chemical spray or a biocontrol agent. One of our biggest challenges in the citrus industry right now is the Asian citrus psyllid. And this is a pest that has invaded California. It moved into California through Mexico, originally moved into Florida, then worked its way across Mexico and up into California, came into the state along the Mexican border, and we first discovered it in San Diego. This pest can vector a deadly disease for citrus known as Wang Long Bing, or as we abbreviate it, HLB. This is a bacteria that when it's put into the tree will kill the tree. There's no solution to it, there's no resistance, there's no help. Once the tree is infected, it will die. In order to manage the Asian citrus psyllid, we have used a series of chemical controls that are essentially a stopgap or a delaying factor while we can move to other techniques. But we know now, after 4 or 5 years of experience with this pest in California, that biological control is going to be our long-term solution. The biological control program that we are currently developing for California evolves around a couple of parasites that we will then rear in captivity and then release into both the urban populations where we have the very high population of Asian citrus psyllid, and then ultimately into the citrus groves as the Asian citrus psyllid moves into commercial production. This is a very aggressive program and is new to the worldwide control of Asian citrus psyllid. So we will be not only experimenting here in California with the program, but we will be among the first to use it in urban populations. Most of the work that's been used on the biological control agents to date have been in commercial groves in Mexico and in parts of Florida. Our program in California will center around attacking the populations in the urban areas so that we can slow down the populations before they move into the commercial productions of California. In summary, the California citrus use of integrated pest management is critical to our abilities to deliver to the public clean and good-looking, free of blemish produce. We have constantly used this technique and will continue into the years to come.